Mr. Speaker and members, I'd like to have a moment of personal privilege.
The chair recognizes Ms. Thompson for a moment of personal privilege.
Mr. Speaker and members, we heard this bill that deals with sexual harassment and ethics. And for a long time in this building, persons have worked and they've been under a lot of pressure because of that conduct. And it's not only women, men as well. I want to pause and let you look at yourselves and give yourself a pat on the back because you've done something in this bill that no state legislature since the history of the Republic of Texas has ever done to make this place a sexual harassment-free place for men and women to work. We know that we had some incidents that person alleged conduct that may have proven not true. But you know what happened? We had a person who took this very spot that I'm standing in and talked about the kind of conduct that we were going to operate under the Pink Dome. And not only talked about it and gave a speech, but went into action. And I was able to file this bill with the help of several of you in this room who helped to put the pieces together. And nobody would ever believe that we would be gutsy enough, number one, to have a leader to stand up for women in this state and say that enough is enough. And it wasn't pillow talk. It was because it was the right thing to do for a leader of this body. It was the right thing to do for the people who work in this state legislature, this building, that we hold as a hollow place to work. And I'm not saying he did it because his wife told him, he did it because it was the right thing to do. And I'm going to ask you to join me in applauding him for standing up for decency, for integrity, and for standing up because, you know, it wasn't something real popular that you can go back home and say, look what I took a vote on, but took a statesman position. And then I want you to pat yourselves on the back for being statesman, because you never looked at this bill yesterday and said, will I get reelected if I vote for this bill? Would my constituent vote me out of office? Would I make a bad mark on the scorecards that's going to go into my districts? No, you didn't do that. You stood up for decency, integrity, and principles. And I want to congratulate this legislative body because you were the first body in the 87th legislature that took a stand for decency and for people who work for us, no matter who they may be. They say, well, they're going to punish the lobbyists. We put ourselves under this bill, and we put the executive branch under this bill. And we said, if we want accountability, we're going to stand for it, and we're going to make sure that everyone else do the same thing. Everyone does the same thing. And I'm proud to serve with each and every one of you because you stood for the right thing, not because it was popular, because it was right to do. So, Mr. Speaker, I'm offering my personal privilege speech, and I move final passage.